Hello everyone and welcome back to another Godzilla Battle Line video, and today we're taking a look at Gamera 1996. Now, if you have bought the Premium Battle Pass, not the Ultimate Battle Pass, the Premium Battle Pass, then the day that this video goes live is also the first day that you'll get your first piece of Gamera 1996. Unless you got them earlier through an offer or something else. For most players, if you just bought the Battle Pass, today's the first day you unlock Gamera. So I hope this video helps you make some decisions on whether or not you want to include him on your team or invest some G materials into him. So first things first, we're going to talk about his kit. We're going to go over his little introduction and what he does. We're going to put him on a team, and then we're going to get some battles in and see if we can get a few W's here and there with the newest turtle. So, Gamera, 6 cost. You've seen his little movie right here. He does a cool Akira type slide. Not really an Akira slide, but he does like a little slide across the map. Shoots his fireballs, hits the leader with a big beam. What's all that about? Stats. These are his stats at level 16 rented. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 levels on him from getting some offers or random unlock from a map. I got like a bunch for Legion. I think I got maybe 1 or 2 for him too. Anyway, his attack speed is 2.6. His search range is 75, but his reach is only 72. Not very often do we see characters that their reach and range are not multiples of 5. Very, very infrequently do we find that their reach is like 72, 73, 74, 76, stuff like that. 72 reach is an interesting number because it puts him just outside of leader range for probably like 75% of the leaders in the game. Most leader characters in this have a reach of 70, so this puts him just a hair outside of their reach for most leaders, but not all of them, and all of the meta leaders are... Yeah, all the meta leaders I think are going to hit him, I think with the exception of King Ghidorah 2019. He targets leader, ground, aerials, and facilities. His movement speed is 14. He has right here range damage on deployment and expiration damage, so we're going to go find out what that is all about. Gamera, on deployment, deals damage 3 times in a straight line with a head-on range attack while moving. That's this right here. Little square, he flies in, and then bam, 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 3 fireballs. When attacking, inflicts knockback on enemies, so he shoots them with a single target, knocks them back a little bit. Honestly, spoiler alert, because I don't know if we'll see him in this video, if there's a thermonuclear, the 2019 Godzilla, or Burning Godzilla that comes in, this guy's pretty much a straight counter. He can shoot him before that Godzilla pops off, and he can keep pushing him back. It happened to me on stream. If you want to take a look at that, go back to the channel, take a look at our stream from the start of the season. On expiration, so on death, faces the enemy leader, so wherever he is, he's going to point at the enemy leader, and deals range damage in a straight line. I am unclear if it's going to, no matter where he is on the map, hit the leader. I don't think it is. I haven't used this Gamera too much. We're going to definitely see it in this video for sure. But at the start of this video, I don't know if it's just going to cross map completely, but I imagine he's going to turn to the leader and fire, and if he's in the leader range, he will hit the leader. If he's not, he will fire, and whatever enemies are there, they'll get hit by that. An offensive unit that excels at dealing damage from deployment to expiration. Attacks cause knockback, so it is effective at dealing with enemy units with slow movement speed. Since it deals range damage in a straight line towards the enemy leader in expiration, it is important to advance it as much as possible. So yeah, I mean, realistically, you'd want to use like Rodan 2019 with this guy, or like Gigan 1972. They want you to rush him up to the enemy and be able to capitalize on his on-death beam. I don't really think we need to do that, because if we can just push super hard on offense, we can get him to cross the map without having to rush it. If we expend units to try to get him there, then we're just kind of trying to facilitate him, and he's pretty low level, so using our stronger units that we have around him, I think we could probably get him there regardless. This is the team I'm using. It's the exact same team from the Burning Godzilla video that I posted yesterday, except Burning Godzilla's not in it, Gamera's in it instead. Burning Godzilla, you kind of, are relying on other pieces to accelerate his game plan. Gamera is just plug and play. Straight plug and play. You should be able to put him in any deck, and he should be able to perform adequately. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm also a little bit lazy, and I don't feel like crafting an entirely new deck. But he is a completely independent character. It's not like he's supposed to synergize with, bases or whatever. Unlike Burning Godzilla, who synergizes with enemy units dying, which means the bases were helping him out. Gamera should, in theory, just be a really solid offensive unit. He's going to keep enemies away. He's going to get some damage on spawn. He should just be, in theory, a really good plug-and-play character. So this is the team we're using, unless when I close this page, there is not a lot of water on the map, and then we'll swap -1 out for something. But until then, let's get some battles in with Gamera. 1,000 Year Dragon, here we go. Don't know how to say that name, but the title was 1,000 Years, so that's what we're rolling with. Alright, cool. So, we have Gamera in our opening hand. Let's get our Final Wars out in the field first, so that way we can start capitalizing on if this guy starts putting out more units. Perfect, perfect, perfect. There's Mothra, so watch. Mothra's going to come in, you deploy Gamera. It's a little bit of a delay, but boom, 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 boom. You know what? That probably would have been better against the Gigan, but it's fine. We didn't know he was going to play Gigan Rex. But we can now use Gamera to block some of these guys, push them back. Is he going to push back the Gigan Rex proper? Yep, there it is. And he's pushing people away, and he's keeping some guys within range. I did not mean to place that base there. He's keeping guys in range of our Final Wars. Now, for this Godzilla, he is keeping him back a little bit, but he is still kind of within the range. Not really. It took a lot, but he got there. And then, look, that was that final death beam towards the leader that we heard so much about earlier. Gravity beam. Let's pop a life force scales. I can't actually see if any of our guys are still alive. Oh, our Final Wars is actually alive. And we have Gamera next. So if he comes up again with a big push, we'll just deploy Gamera again. Well, we could do -1 and then Gamera or something. Let's do Scar King. Here, 1,000 Year Dragon. Yep, well, you know what? It was in his title, so I figured he's probably using it. Let's hit him with these big beams. And you know what? Even with Scar King, since we can pull enemies in towards us, we probably could pull them into Gamera. And that could actually be a really nice alley-oop, but I think we got this here. Okay, yeah, he's deployed Mogera on us, but that didn't even matter. I guess you kind of saw in the beginning. Gamera totally was able to push back that that Godzilla enough. He was able to defend us from that Mothra initially. He was able to come and sweep and kill it, and then from the Gigan Rexes as well. He was able to keep them at bay. So we only deployed the Gamera the one time, but honestly, I think we got some pretty good mileage out of him. Oh, Seance, here we go, here we go. No Gamera in the opening hand, unfortunately, but we will, again, try to capitalize on getting the Final Wars Godzilla on the field. There's Gamera. So if we save up our 10 energy, maybe we can deploy Kiryu, or not Kiryu, what is it, Super Mecha Godzilla, and then Gamera. There's a regular King Ghidorah. There's a Mogera. Okay, so that's kind of perfect. They'll show up right over here. We can kind of, you know what, Scar King. I'm going to grab that Scar King. And then we can deploy Gamera like right around here. We'll use Scar King to grab that King Caesar, and then we'll deploy Gamera here. He'll come do a sweep. Boom, boom, boom. He's going to do some damage to the Mogera. Honestly, it was not a whole lot of damage. There's a little pushback. Alright, that's fine. You know what? A win is a win. We still were able to clear that push, so it's not a big deal. Gamera's on the approach over here. There is the Mecha King Ghidorah, and Gamera's going to push him back. Keeps the King Ghidorah out of range, because the King Ghidorah cannot hit, or it can hit Gamera, but albeit it's very difficult. It's like maybe 1 every 2 shots this guy's hitting the Gamera, because of the way it's, I don't know, the way he's staggering him with his range. I don't know exactly what word I'm looking for there. There's the explosion that we all know and love. Let's hit a little Mothra beam here to you know, I was gonna say solidify, but I'm trying to say put the last nail in the coffin. Excellent battle. Seance. Yeah, so Gamera came in, swept up that Gamera, clutched it up, and then he really just totally shut down that Mecha King Ghidorah from doing anything. That Mecha King Ghidorah maybe got 2 hits on Gamera out of like maybe 6 or 7 total attempts. That was not bad. It was pretty solid. Goji Loco 27. I believe we have fought that before, but we're gonna start this time-honored tradition in this video. Final Wars first, then Gamera. It's not that I don't want to showcase Gamera. Obviously, it's about getting the ability procs on Final Wars. Gamera will slide in, totally avoiding the Shin Godzilla beams. Yes, I know we didn't hit anything with the AoE, but you know, sometimes that's okay. Not to get the AoE. Sometimes that's okay, and we were able to totally deploy him against the Shin Godzilla. Is he going to have some kind of defense? Yes. He has Gairen, and he has the 2002 Godzilla as well. So Gamera's going to go down. Gairen will go down there. We'll kill this armored Mothra. This 2002 will be distracted by the... Oh, no, he got us. I was going to say he's going to be distracted by the M-Boss, but he just totally dragged us in there. Okay, so he's dead. Third Des Ghidorah on the left side. Gamera's back in rotation, so is Final Wars. Or, well, Gamera's next up. Final Wars is already in the rotation. Let's see where we go. King Ghidorah is coming in. The Antarctic version also got some nice buffs this season. Is it going to be enough? Me thinks probably not. So we'll put Final Wars in the water over here. No, he's got a level 30 Gamera Rebirth. Interesting, interesting, interesting. 40 Shinden. Okay, so he's deploying a bunch of guys. And you know what? They're all getting grouped up kind of in the water. So we can probably hit both of them if we just wait a few seconds. Right, like right here. They're going to all start deploying. Boom, boom, boom. Fire, fire, fire. This one's really close. Let's just drop a little beam right here on this guy. Kill him out because that beam from Super Mechagodzilla is going to do a little bit of damage. And then Final Wars is going to hit him. This Gamera is going to keep him away. We're going to get a heal out right there to make sure everything is copacetic. We're going to drop this base here, totally avoid the fires. This Gamera died. His beam was able to go and hit the leader. I actually didn't even see any damage get taken. Maybe that's because it really didn't do a whole lot, or maybe he had invulnerability. I don't think he did, though. I think he just didn't do a whole lot. Scar King over here because this guy's got a rush ability, and we don't want him to do that. No, I don't need to play -1 right there. We can do Ghidorah here. We get trains. That's fine. I think we'll live through this. Yeah, cool. Totally living. Dimension Tide to kill our Tokyo. It's not so bad, but I think it's over here. We really don't need to deploy the Gamera. We can just to have him out in case this guy can bounce back, but I don't think he's going to bounce back. Cool. Excellent battle. So he had a pretty big push coming in with that Antarctic Ghidorah and the Shinden, and that Gamera level 30 you saw, and our Gamera level 16 or whatever it is came in and was able to do just enough damage that helped our Godzilla basically wrap it up. So again, pretty good use of the defensive abilities of Gamera. Not super impressed by it, but it's definitely come in kind of clutch in a pinch. Goji Loco Rematch. This was literally like the next battle after the Goji Loco one that we just played. But we have Gamera in our opening hand, and we have Final Wars. So let's get Final Wars out first. Then we can play Gamera over here somewhere on a little defense action. Level 30 Wakasabe. I feel like I didn't see that his Wakasabe was level 30 in the last time we did this. But that's all right. Let's do here Super Mechagodzilla. Let's get him on a little bit of a delay. There's the Gyren. He's coming in the middle. Now we'll deploy Gamera. We'll be able to hit the Gyren, and we'll hit the Wakasabe. Oh, that was a big hit on our Final Wars from this 2001. Getting that meter in there was big. Let's get that heal going. Let's get that heal going. Can we get Ghidorah out? Yep. Cool. We got Ghidorah out, even though that ability still procced. Excellent. So we were able to sideswipe with the Gamera and get some pretty big defense going. Shinden's taking our priority over here. Gamera's going to push the Shinden actually further away, which is not good for us. So maybe a positive for Shinden in this particular matchup. But there's the beam on the leader for some extra chip damage. And then we have all of our big guys making their way up. See, now this Gamera also has knockback. So the Gamera 1996 having knockback isn't unique even to Gameras. I mean, there's plenty of characters in this game with knockback already. Gamera has it on the Rebirth one as well, like you just saw. So outside of the enters the field and the, I guess, the on death beam, the knockback isn't unique. I know a lot of people were saying, I saw on, I think in Discord or Reddit, I can't remember where, they're like, oh, Gamera knockback is so unique. Like, I don't know. We have a bunch of characters with knockback already, but the beam is definitely super interesting. If it did a little bit more damage, maybe I'd be more impressed, but maybe it's just because mine is a pretty low level. So what are my thoughts on Gamera 1996? Well, tough to say. I think he's interesting. I think he's fine. I feel like if you're a Gamera fan, you know, you like a super fan or something, you could probably reliably put him in your deck. I don't think he is bad in any means. I feel like he's maybe a little lackluster. I don't know if that's because I'm using a level 16 one or what, but I feel like more times than not, he doesn't need really any assistance to cross the map. He's pretty speedy at, 14 speed? So he can kind of get there, right? Like, he has no problem getting there. I've had a few matches where he, like, totally just abandons my push, which is kind of annoying, and that might be because I'm using much slower characters. I mean, I don't know what these guys' speeds are off the top of my head. This guy's movement speed is 6. Ghidorah's movement speed is, what, 10? So, yeah, he's probably one of the faster guys in this squad that I have. So, he's outrunning my guys pretty frequently, and then he's dying. He's really solid in a team fight. He's going to be able to keep enemies away. You've seen in this match, or in this video, I should say, that he basically completely nullified that King Ghidorah. On the live stream that we did the other day, he completely nullified a thermonuclear Godzilla. So I don't want to say he's completely worthless or terrible. I think he's fine. He's definitely plug and play. You don't really need to build any kind of strategy around this guy. Burning Godzilla, you kind of need to have some kind of plan, at least to maximize him, but you don't really need it for him either. Gamera's pretty plug and play. As long as you can get him to the other side, he'll hit the enemy with that beam. But even that beam that hits the leader at the end, like, my Gamera is doing, what, 700 damage because it's 628 plus the 91 from studio mode or whatever it is, or my cards or whatever the blue number is. I think pretty much, yeah, it's for studio mode. So, I mean, it's fine. I mean, the expiration damage isn't a whole lot, and then the damage on spawn that's in that, like, cube is also, like, atrocious. I don't know if it's 449 per fireball or if it's 449 divided by 3, right? So, or if it's just 449 for everyone in that cube and the fireballs are just an effect and the fireball actually doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the on spawn effect is not super great, although I do feel that he has the best on spawn effect out of all the Gameras, because most of the Gameras have their on spawns and it takes like forever to get them in play, kind of like Super Mechagodzilla. But at least his is doing damage on deployment, like Kamen Riders and like King Ghidorah. 2019 King Ghidorah has the lightning on deployment, so it's fine. I mean, he's a decent enough unit. I'd probably give him like a 6. 5.5, 6. I don't think he's like cracked. I don't think he's going to be meta defining in any capacity. I think he's a pretty halfway decent plug and play. If you have him at a high level and you want to use him, go for it. But I really don't think you're going to be breaking any barriers down with this guy anytime soon. So that is what I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.